MMO fans, there's been some buzz, and I mean some buzzing, regarding two MMOs that have been getting a lot of attention over the last couple weeks, and they are Blue Protocol and Aion 2. Let's take a look at Blue Protocol first, an anime-style MMO published by Bandai Namco that has an official release date set for some time this year. And while the art style and gameplay looks great, there have been some problems that I've seen that I really hope don't grow to be even bigger problems, especially since the global beta test is supposed to be happening here in the next couple months or so. Now, this video I'm going to show you comes from a creator named TenTen, so if you want to know the full details and get more information on this, go check out the video. I'll put it down in the description section for you to check out. But to summarize, Blue Protocol has been having some server issues and lots of maintenance downtime, which is not something you want to see.
And you can see it previously was at 100%, slowly went down to 80% during the first beta, and it fell off a cliff to 30% now, with the newest rating being around 25%. On TapTap, which is the Chinese app store, the rating is currently sitting at a 3.6. Now, at first you might think 3.6 out of 5 is not bad, until you realize this is out of 10. The main cause of this is none other than server issues. The server is just really unstable right now, even after the game has been released for 4 or 5 days. The servers are still having issues, and the developer has once again made an announcement that, hey, they're aware that you can't log in anymore, and please wait until we fix the issues again. And I want to make a very important call that by this point, you can pretty much only really play like an hour or 2 hours out of 24 hours. Any other time you try, you're going to be met with like a server is busy error, and you won't ever be able to get into the game. And other shutdown on the 18th for another 2 hours with a follow-up maintenance announcement addressing some of these core issues, saying like, hey, we know there's a server issues when you get a notification like player doesn't exist, the current player is already online, or login failed. They are all server issues, and in some cases you might even lose your progress, right? Lag or delay when entering dungeon, daily missions, and the dev is aware on the fix, and other apologies letter after that. More conversation, more apologies. Moving on, and other hotfix on the 19th. This is 4 days after the launch, and they're saying like, hey, there's so many issues when there are bugs, lag, crash, and stuff like that, and we're working on our best to fix this.
Now, he goes on to say, yes, MMOs, tend to have problems at launch with server management and things like that. Yeah, we get that, we understand. But as he said, that's 4 or 5 days after the launch. That's a full week of you not really being able to play this game because the servers are just crapping out. It's 2025. Also, as he says, we should be able to get these things under control now, guys. At least that's what my assumption is. Is that a terrible assumption to have? So I'm hoping that they are working on resolving this issue, because the global release is going to be even bigger and put even a bigger strain on the servers, and hopefully they can handle that type of strain. Otherwise, we're going to be waiting hours to get in. There's going to be probably lag and performance issues, stuttering, a bunch of things that are just not going to bode well for the game. And of course, at the start, we want people to like the game. That's how they stick around. So they have been working on it. I'm hoping they could address it at least before the beta test here, and definitely before launch. And if I'm being honest, I don't think they're going to make this year's release. Just based on personal opinion and things I've seen in the past, a lot of games will push their days back just a little bit. And I hope if they need that time, that they take that time and do things right. And the second MMO that's been making its round and popping off on YouTube is an old MMO. And to draw comparisons between the age difference, think of this game like Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2. Aion released in 2008. That is damn near 17 years ago. Most old MMOs around that time probably even have a sequel or sequels or some kind of like multiple expansions. It went Aion, Darkness, hey, Aion 2, here we are. But nevertheless, it's still pretty awesome to hear that they are coming back, and there are some promising things with this particular game. According to the lead developer, Aion 2 is what the team always wanted the original to be, but couldn't make it due to technical limits. Now, more than 10 years later, we know that's 17 years later, they're bringing those ideas to life with new technologies. In the game, there was some flying. It wasn't traditional flying like you would think, but hopefully in this particular game, they're going to address that, which brings up and makes me wonder, why do you even have mounts if you have wings to fly? Seems a little counterintuitive, but whatever, it's still cool. I'm still for the mounts, it's pretty cool. Another interesting thing here is that they're splitting up the two races, so the Elios and the Asmodeans will play on separate servers, and players will face off in race versus race battles through matchmaking and special dimensional evasion events. I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. I think it feels like a way to cut down on PvP, open world PvP, and those that want to can partake in these particular things, because in the old game you could just run around and you'd see other people from other factions come out and they'd gank you. It could be annoying. I can see that's a real old way of having these particular things go on. New World kind of does this too, in a sense, sort of, but then they have like wars where you queue up to do something specific, or outpost rush to do something specific. I think that's the way they're going. We'll see if it ends up being sucky or not. I kind of did like the old way because it kind of fit with the story of two factions or two races at war, but hey, it's a new style, it's a new MMO. They talk about how the world is 36 times larger than the original. From the looks of it, I think these are all the same classes that they originally started out with. I did main the sorcerer, and then I did dabble in the gladiator. Whatever class was the one that did the little dark flip here, yeah, I might be choosing that one. I feel like that might be the chanter. Something that we're always cautious about when it comes to these types of game is pay to win gacha BS. Well, they say right here, and we'll keep them to it, there will be no gacha or loot box for skills. Everything is earned through gameplay. That sounds promising, but we will have to see. Customization, you can tweak over 200 features when creating your character, and yes, silly fun buddy types. Let me just go ahead and say this. I'm fine with having ways to alter and modify your character within limits, guys. Okay, you're gonna you immersion breaking bastards. That's what I call you guys. Now, yes, I could still laugh at your stupid character and how he's 6 feet tall, tiny head, massive thighs and feet and hands, but his torso is like a twig, right? These characters are not only ugly to look at, but they're funny to look at for a moment. We saw this with Chrono Odyssey, those abominations that they created. But let's not like get super crazy where the proportions are unrealistic, because then that's just stupid. Now, that could be just me. That's my opinion. If you guys like that bullshit, I mean, good for you. You're possibly going to get the option to have that. And there's something here that says it to make things easier for newcomers, dungeons will have an easy mode with guidance and tutorials. Okay, hopefully that's right at the beginning and not the whole way through. This is pretty cool. If someone leaves the dungeon, the system will find a replacement without kicking out the whole group. I think that's nice. They say combat is getting a serious upgrade. Now, actually, back in the day when this game came out, I thought the animations and the graphics of their skills was actually pretty badass. So I'm curious to see what they look like now. I mean, they're already looking pretty wild, but with the new technology, as they say, hopefully it gets even crazier. Some people might get a little turned off by the mobile version stated here. Now, it's mainly meant for PC, but they're going to kind of adapt it for mobile people in a sense. So hopefully, as long as their main goal is on PC and making performance and everything directed towards that, and then thinking about mobile later, I think that's fine. So these are the two most promising MMOs that look to be coming out here within the next 1, maybe 2 years. Hopefully they live up to at least some of the hype that they got around them, and it's not going to be some disaster, because the MMO crew is really looking for something new and fun to sink their teeth into. What do you guys think about these two games? Will you be playing either one of them? Let me know down below.